Let me just start this off by saying hello. What's up, guys? GeorgeTheCloud here. Welcome to the channel and welcome to my life. Kygo and McNown. Take me back. Take me home. Country roads to the place I belong. West Virginia. Okay, I'm getting carried away. Official lyric video. All right, I'm a big fan of Kygo. Have enjoyed his music for a while. I've done plenty of reactions, including the album Kygo that came out in 2024, I think, already. But yeah, I'm not familiar with Max. I'll probably look him up at the end. But now we get into this video. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you have interesting requests, please go to my Ko-fi page or Patreon. It helps out a lot. Grab some popcorn, fill up your water, put your headphones on, and let's go.
I get a bit nostalgic every time I hear your name. Pour one or two drinks into me, it always goes the same. I start to reminisce and take a trip down memory lane, about how I had all of your love and flushed it down the drain. I know I can't unring that bell, that bar in that hotel, that's where I watched you go. If you could take me back to the night that you left, all the night be running after you. If you could take me back, I'd take back what I said. Honey, I'd be chasing, I'd be begging you to take me back, back to your heart. Won't you take me back, back to the start? Won't you take me back, back to that night at the bar where it all fell apart? Take me back. Back to that night at the bar where it all fell apart. Take me back. Seems like every time I get a little whiskey
This is
in
so
my
Kygo.
glass, can't talk about my future without bringing up my past. How one conversation escalated out of hand so fast, just storming out. I never should have let you go like that. I know I can't unring that bell, that bar in that hotel, that's where I watched you go. If you could take me back to the night that you left, all the night be running after you. If you could take me back, I'd take back what I said. Honey, I'd be chasing, I'd be begging you to take me back, back to your heart. Won't you take me back, back to the start? Won't you take me back, back to that night at the bar where it all fell apart? Take me back.
Vocals, man.
Back to that night at the bar where it all fell apart. Take me back. I'll be begging you to take me back, back to your heart. Won't you take me back, back to the start? Won't you take me back, back to that night at the bar where it all fell apart? Take me back.
Ah, man. They just know how to make music. It's such a great combination when you have somebody soulfully singing, playing the guitar, and then you have the digital aspect, right? Producing, DJ. You put those two together, you know, you refresh everything, you polish, you edit, you tweak, you do this and that until it's, you know, finalized, and you have something like this. This is like a masterclass on how to make music, essentially, at least in this genre. First things first, we hit the like. I am subscribed to Kygo. And I will now be subscribing before your very eyes to Max McNown, which I'm going to look up. And I'll have a link of the original video down in the description below. It's in very Kygo fashion, right? The build-ups, the drops, the melodies that he creates, and he has this what would we even call it? Like tropical house signature move, right? You hear it in most of his music, and sure, maybe it may sound a bit repetitive, but it becomes like his thing. And I think you want to be original. Whatever you do in life, outside of music or art, just as a person, you want to have like your own thing and people to recognize you for certain details. And I think in Kygo's case, it's these details that remind us of his style of music, which I think it's very cool. This is just a lyric video, right, not official music video, although I think it could serve as an official one, because we have moving picture, we have the type here. I guess that's technically what makes it a lyric video, but at least we get to see behind the scenes footage of how they created this track. It's like basically BTS behind the scenes. So we're seeing how they're in the studio, he's playing the acoustic guitar, he's like, okay, we're gonna do this melody over here, that's gonna be the base of the track, then I'm gonna be singing this lyrics, which it's not a ton of lyrics, it's not overly complicated or anything. I think the point of this type of music is that you try to make it simple, relatable, short, quick, to the point, and to add a little bit of soul into it, right? And then the rest is just becomes like, okay, now we're gonna do this transition, we're gonna have this for the build up, this type of beat underneath, and just kind of that. And it's very I mean, like, watching this video, you would think, oh sure, let's I could do this, right? We have the basics, we have the structure, these are the elements of the song. Now I could apply that to my own music if I were to create it. But of course, it's never that simple. They just make it look simple. But this is what I'm saying. It's almost like they're taking you through the different chapters. Him on the piano. And I always find it fascinating that you're able to turn, some keys, some notes that you play on a piano. You digitalize them, right? Put them into whatever program they're using. And now you can change the pitch, the sound effects, whatever, and it slowly starts to become an EDM track, but they preserve the humanity. And this is what I'm saying. Yes, you can have the producing part, but the human voice stays intact. And I think that, to me, it resonates, it connects, and I want music to have emotion, to have feeling. And maybe it can only be done by the human voice, right? But then you have this combination. Now we're going to look up this guy, which I've never heard before. Max McNown. Maybe American singer? Let's see. Max Winter McNown. That's kind of a... I wonder why he went with just Max McNown. I think Winter is a pretty cool middle name there. Could have gone with Winter Mac, something like that. He's an American singer-songwriter. He has charted with the singles A Lot More Free and Better Me For Now. McNown grew up in Bend, Oregon. He began his music career in 2023 singing with Fugitive Records. Interesting. He's only 24 years old. Very early in his career, I would say. Only, 3 years, and he's already collaborating with Kygo, which is huge. I mean, this is gonna really boost his his career, his music, and his experience. Some people, they just have the voice. Of course, you have to practice. Most of it, I think, is like the time dedicated to refining, to finding who you are. but you hear something like this and it's so natural. I think the blend of vocals like his, which are kind of, how would I describe it? Kind of a husky voice, maybe lower in the register. Um, but when people sing and they play the guitar, it feels like a more natural thing as opposed to like you singing by yourself and then maybe somebody else plays the guitar or something like that. It's like it seems more of a complete artist when you can do both. And of course, it takes a higher skill, right? And other abilities. So this guy's a musician. This guy can do it. Respect. Let me see what the people have to say here about this song. How many international fans are here to support Kygo? Me, from Colombia, reporting in from South America. Let me know where you're watching this from. This new Avicii style arc that Mr. Kygo is going on right now is just beautiful. We still miss you, Tim, and thank you, Kygo, for bringing back his style. I was thinking about that. I just didn't mention it, but yeah, lately with Kygo, I've been hearing a lot of Avicii, and it goes along with what I was saying earlier, where you bring emotion, vocals to EDM music, and a bit southern folky. I don't know if that's like the correct way to describe it, but for example, with Avicii, it's like he was mixing, like a subcategory of country and folk into EDM. And that was a very interesting combination, right? Kind of maybe unexpected, because if you just look at the genres at face value, they're very different for separate audiences, let's say, if you're, deep into it, but then somehow became a hybrid, and now they are, they reached a common ground for anybody to listen to that type of music. And I think that's what Kygo is doing now. And I like how he brings in all these different singers. Going back to the Kygo album from a few years ago, there were so many collaborations in that album, and I was pleasantly surprised with all the voices that I was hearing. I'm a big fan of vocals. I don't know if you can tell, but yeah, just there were so many. Sandro was one of them. I think it was Ava Max in it. There's been so many with Kygo. And yeah, I think it really helps to like not only grow his music for him, but for the other person, and to give us something special. And this is what the people want to listen to. So here we go. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. I think I'm gonna stop the reaction there. But if you have more suggestions, please comment down below, subscribe, and at the end, do a flip. Till the next.